Hello, everybody, and I hope you're having a really blessed day and happy Thanksgiving to all of you. I really didn't have plans on doing a video today because, family, busy, cooking, getting ready. But I had a couple of tips that I felt that I needed to get out there now. You may know them, you may not. But if I waited too long, Thanksgiving would be over and then the tips really wouldn't do you any good. Now, this is a bowl of celery. I took the entire head, the whole stalks of celery, washed them good. The celery leaves, the leaves that come off the celery, I put those in my dressing. I chop them up and I mix them up in my dressing. Any leftover celery that I have, which is quite a bit because a whole bunch of celery or a head of that celery makes a lot. I will put it in a freezer bag and freeze it. You can reuse it at Christmas if you make turkey and dressing again. I usually use it because I'm not a big turkey fan, but I'll have roasted chicken. And I save extra cornbread from, when I make black eyed peas and cornbread or white beans and cornbread. I save the extra cornbread, and then when I make roasted chicken, I'll make dressing. I'll take that cornbread out. I'll take that frozen cauliflower out, just chop myself up an onion. And I have all the ingredients, again, to make dressing to go with my roasted chicken. And so it helps. I don't have to run to the store. Don't have to worry about it. It's convenient. I have it right there in my freezer. The cornbread and the celery. And another thing I do now, some of you may already do this. You may not. I've often thought I invented recipes only to find out I didn't, that hundreds of other people do the same thing. I save bacon. When I make bacon, I usually always have a piece left over, and I quick put it in a ball canning jar and stick it in my freezer, because if I don't, somebody, just for sport will eat it. And I'll save 3, 4, 5 pieces in there. And all I do is, instead of that green bean casserole, I open 2 cans of green beans. I drain 1 can off, heat them up good, drain a little more water off, open a cream of mushroom soup, mix it in there, heat up the beans real good, crumble up my bacon in there, and that's it. That's my green bean casserole, okay, folks? Now, I'm showing you this for a reason. It's a chicken, and later I'm going to show you, I'm going to use this video to show you some things about chicken when I do just strictly things on chicken. But I use this video because I don't have a turkey and I have no plans on making a turkey. I'm making ham. That's my preference. I'm not a really big turkey eater, but I love chicken. But I just never really cared much for turkey. And so I decided this year I'm going to go the ham route. But when you cook turkey, when you finish cooking it, most people will take all the bone off of the turkey. They wrap it up and put it in freezer bags for things that they do with it later. Well, when you do that, cut your turkey in half like this. You see how this chicken is cut right down the center? Do your turkey the same way, so that you end up with your frame split in 2. You'll have 2 sections, 2 halves. One of those halves, you can make the famous turkey frame soup that some people really like with homemade noodles, which, by the way, I am going to do a video on how to make simple, easy peasy homemade noodles. But what I think is a better way to use that turkey frame is something that's called pozole. Now, you'll like it if you like hominy. All you do is take that half, because you split it in half by cutting it down the center. You put it in a large pot with some water and a little bit of salt and cook it, a good 40 minutes or so that the flavors and the fat from that turkey frame really incorporate into a really nice broth. And, turns that water into a really nice turkey broth. Then you pull the frame out and pull every little bit of meat, skin, whatever you can get off that turkey frame. Chop it up, throw it back in the pot. Open a can of hominy. Drain the hominy and then pour that big can of hominy down into that pot. Now, this makes quite a bit. Now, if you don't want to do that and you just want a couple of cans, Well, that's okay, but you're going to pay about as much for a couple of cans of hominy as you would pay for a big can. Because even the small cans of hominy are not cheap. And you can freeze any leftovers, share them with family members. But when you pour that into a bowl, you can add spice to it. In other words, like crushed red pepper, cayenne chili powder, to give it a kick. Now, some people like to add chili Colorado to the pot, but then that spoils it for some kids and some adults. They don't even like chili Colorado, and it's called pozole, which can be it can be a clear broth. And if you like heat, you can kick up your own individual bowl, and pozole tastes really, really good. Well, God bless and happy Thanksgiving.